Dead man walking. You've done it now. You've gone and made a big mistake. And I can't allow you to think you can just walk away. So turn around and face the piper you're going to pay. Because the end is now. And this is going to be your judgment day. A cheap shot. That's the way that you play the game. I was blindsided. Things will never ever be the same. Nice guys. It said they always finish last. But badasses always kicking assholes' ass. Kick it. You're gonna pay. You're gonna pay. There's no forgiveness this time. You're gonna pay. You're gonna pay. It's my business. Your mind. You're gonna pay. You're gonna pay. I'm burning these ones to the ground. You're gonna pay. You're gonna pay. I'm gonna bring you down. I can't even think of a good transition. Welcome back to the Cobra
Welcome
Twist
everybody to the
podcast.
Cobra Twist.
Yeah, sure. Hi, Chris. So I should say before we get into this, we have Lana with us today. Now, Lana is
Inebriated.
She just popped
inebriated.
the
Yes,
bean and she's on a helicopter.
we have been visited today by Perk
The
Lana.
bean kicked in. The bean kicked.
So I think we'll start with a bit of topical news this week, given Lana's inebriated state. It would appear that WWE has removed marijuana, Mary Jane, the devil's lettuce, Satan's cabbage, the good, Nancy Reagan's biggest fear, pot, dope, reefer, wacky backy, weed
Bane of
from
existence.
its wellness policy. I saw someone say it on Twitter, and there's been no real confirmation from WWE, but I don't think they'd like mention it, you know. But I found their wellness policy on their website, their corporate website, and I read through it, and it was a horrible way to spend my afternoon. But there's no mention of it on the wellness policy anymore. There's mentions of synthetic cannabinoids. They're banned, which
Duh.
fucking well played. And there's also a mention that if it's illegal where you are, it doesn't say what, but it says that if something is illegal by the law, like where you are, then it's a violation as well. Maybe I've read that wrong. I'm not great at reading things like that, but that's the way it appears to me. So if true, big. Well done, the Fed. I think we can
Yay.
thank Rob Van Dam for that.
Yay.
So
That
Triple
is
H this
rolling
week.
paper.
Yeah. Is keep rolling papers.
Ah,
I'm
There's-
glad Lana's high this week.
I
I'm
need to kick you from your own server. That was awful.
yeah. I'm glad Lana's high this week. It means I'm gonna get a laugh for most of these. Triple H had a media call this week. I didn't even say anything funny. Triple H had a media call this week. He had a few interesting quotes. We'll start with this one. In my opinion, the best female performers in the world are in WWE, and if they are not, they want to be. That stirred some pots, didn't it, Mr. Bunter Burst Belmsley?
really got some people heated.
Yeah. He also said, do you like this? He's in reference to the fans here. Do you like it or do you not like it? Do you have to say, I like it, but I like this other thing more? Watch it or don't, and stop trying to figure out where everything goes. Fans ruin their own stuff half the time trying to figure out where everything goes, and then and how, and then search for the thing to find out what it is that can ruin it for them, so they're not surprised when it happens. I'm so confused.
Meow.
Daniel's illiterate.
Yeah. I'll have you know I passed higher English. Dick. I don't know, it's just Triple H doesn't know how to speak. Either that or whoever transcripted this was a silly.
I understand it.
Yeah, I completely get what he's saying, and he's kind of right. Maybe not about
Yeah,
the female performers thing, but he is right in a way that like fans ruin their own
yeah,
experience. We're all guilty of this.
Yes.
yeah.
Like, um,
We
and
want too
he's
much.
right. Yeah, we want too
We
much, and
don't
then
get what we want. We riot.
yeah,
We tweet our displeasure. We even
uh,
start a Vine.
we even post a Vine, hell, maybe an Instagram.
Maybe me and my
We're
friend
out.
Mark will stop watching.
So yes,
Shout out to Mark.
this is an interesting point actually. I saw on Twitter this week, Sean Ross Sapp tweeted that since then, WWE's ratings have went down by about 2.8 million people. Um, so I tweeted that means approximately 1.4 million people stopped watching, along with the friend named Mark, and that I thought that was quite funny. Um,
You
Evidently
guys
not,
kissed and made up, though.
because even High Lana didn't laugh at that. Yeah, Sean Ross Sapp replied and he was like, "Well, you almost had me, but then I remembered how to do math." And I was like, I thought he was being sarcastic, so I got defensive, and then I just realized it was 5 in the morning and my reading comprehension skills aren't what I thought they were. So I sent him a DM and apologized for being a dick on Twitter.
Silly little
Speaking of Sean
British
Ross Sapp.
man.
Are
Anyway,
we?
speaking of Sean
Go
Ross
on.
Sapp,
Yeah,
this
yeah.
week, speaking of Sean Ross Sapp, this week there were rumors reported by Sean Ross Sapp that AOP retired from wrestling.
Oh,
That's right, I segued.
you took
Sorry,
my
Daniel.
bet.
Anyways, I did take your bet. You were going on too long. Anyways, so these rumors about AOP
Bro, we
being
need to
retired
fill
from
an hour.
wrestling,
This is gonna, bro. We need to fill an hour. This content
we
is
got
not gonna
plenty to fill
stretch.
an hour. We have the special bit we have planned, anyways.
Oh shit! I didn't plan that. Maybe we'll save that for next week.
Well, if we
I
have the
did-
time to fill, we have the time to fill.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
So,
Do we have to
anyways,
do?
Lana, you good, Lana?
It's all falling apart. I love it. I'm gonna sit back and eat some
Lana's glitching
chocolate. This is
out.
gonna be
I'm
interesting.
stealing Daniel's thunder. This is awesome. So, anyways, this
Continue
week
what
there
you
were
were
rumors that
saying.
AOP. Lana, shut up! I don't have the patience for this. Anyways, this week there were rumors reported by Sean Ross Sapp that AOP retired from wrestling. These rumors were quickly put to bed when Akam of AOP took to Twitter and he posted a picture of him, like himself, Razor, and Paul Ellering all flipping the bird at the camera before I believe it was the first Takeover War Games, where it was the triple threat War Games, whatever that was. The tweet also said, Daniel, you need to read this.
Oh yeah, because you can't. The
Yeah,
tweet
you need to read
also
what the tweet
said,
said.
"quote Ain't done yet, bitches."
Hey, Daniel, why don't you tell him who is done?
Leo Rush is done. That was an awful segue because this one's quite sad.
Yeah.
Uh, Leo Rush posted on Instagram and he copied the link to Twitter as well. And announced that he was retiring from professional wrestling this week. He said, you know, he's grateful for all the opportunities he's received and stuff, but I believe it's a shoulder injury. Um,
Yeah. I'm pretty
and
sure he said it happened to Double or Nothing.
yeah, and he said
Yeah.
that like he thought it was just another one of those injuries you can wrestle through.
It's
But
not.
like it was something about he noticed he was uncomfortable just like sitting with his arm down, and then he couldn't pick up his child, and he was like, "Well, I completely get that. I understand
Yeah.
Yeah.
why he's
It
retiring,
just
and
sucks though.
I'm glad
He's what?
he's making steps to like better himself and like physically and mentally. But you know, I'm sad he's gone. I really enjoyed his in ring
Hmm.
stuff.
He was killing it on the indies for the past year. And plus he's only what? He's only like 25, right?
Yeah, he might end up with like a backstage role or something. Because from what I
He
got
may
from
come back. You never know.
from what I got from like the post was, it's not that like he's fallen out of love with wrestling. It's just it's damaging him at this point. You know,
At least he has his
that's
music career.
yeah, true. That's what I took from it anyway. But um, again, sad to see him go, but I completely understand it. So off that kind of sad note, Raw happened. It was a thing. That was a show, wasn't it? There's a few good things on Raw this week. I'm not just gonna ignore that the show happened.
Good?
This is the this is the first time in like a
Good
month
things?
that I've actually spoke about Raw. Well, remotely interesting things. Drew McIntyre and Bobby Lashley had a contract signing. Per McIntyre's request, the match will be a Hell in a Cell match. But per Bobby's request, if Drew loses, he doesn't get another shot at Bobby's championship. Which,
Good.
good call, WWE, because he's had too many
Drew
of
needs a
those.
breather from the title picture.
Yeah. Also on Raw, Nikki Cross and Asuka defeated Charlotte and Rhea Ripley for some reason.
And Nikki
then-
Cross
Oh.
pinned Rhea Ripley.
Yeah. And then the
We
end
had
of the
an
show.
Oscar-winning. We had an Oscar-winning performance from
Oscar-winning.
Shayna Baszler.
This better than that CM Punk movie I forget the name of. At the end of the show, Shayna was a guest on Alexa's Playground. That wasn't a dig at CM Punk there. I haven't even seen the movie. It was a segue. I fucking
It's
love
okay.
CM Punk. At the end of the show, Shayna was a guest on Alexa's podcast. Fucking go with it. Shayna once again called Lily a stupid doll. She then curb stomped said stupid doll, ah! and ran backstage. She tried to hide in a room, but she sees Lily in the mirror. But shocker, she's not there when she turns around. Shayna then screams, and we cut to black, like the ending of a really awful straight-to-DVD horror movie. It was terrible.
E for
Awful
effort.
television. Yeah. Rated N for nobody. Nobody should watch this.
Rated N for
Um,
nobody cares.
Yeah. Rated N for NXT, which was the next WWE show.
Hey!
Heyo. A six-man. Fuck it. That wasn't that good, Lana. Come on. A six-man winner-take-all tag match between Legado del Fantasma and MSK and Bronson Reed for the tag and North American Championships in your house was kind of announced. That's that's happening. That should be
Yeah.
good. Should be quite good. Later in the show, Ted DiBiase came out and made his priceless announcement. This Sunday, at TakeOver in your house, Cameron Grimes and LA Knight will go one-on-one in a ladder match for the best-looking championship belt of all time. The ECW television title. The
Let's
returning
go!
$1 million championship. The grippiest belt in wrestling.
True.
I wonder how much it actually cost. Probably wasn't $1 million. I bet they're not even real diamonds. Cheaper. Should we call the Swarovski crystal belt? Poppy was also on NXT on Wednesday night. In a hilarious backstage bit with Triple H. That was quite good. Dexter Loomis came over and like gave her a drawing, which was cool.
Yeah.
I like that Dexter Loomis's thing is that he's quite good at drawing. That's nice. No one, I don't think they've done that before. That's fun.
The artist known as Dexter Loomis.
He released a
Going down.
new EP right then and there. I haven't had a chance to listen to the EP yet. I might go listen to it after
Dexter
this.
Loomis released an EP?
Oh my god.
No, Poppy. Poppy.
I thought you said he.
It's Poppy, Chris. It's Poppy. Later
Hi, I'm
later
Poppy.
in the show, Candice LeRae called out Poppy for taking the spotlight away and for upsetting Indy Hartwell. Poppy says that she doesn't wrestle, but she knows someone who does. That someone was the returning Io Shirai. Io then took out Candice with a kick. Glad she's back. What else can I say? I'm glad she's back. I don't know. Are they gonna put her in something tomorrow night? Maybe.
Yeah.
Bit late in the day now, really, isn't it? SmackDown. We'll go on to AEW after this. Chris, I'm gonna need you to do AEW this week because
I'm ready for it.
I only watched like 20 minutes of it. SmackDown. My personal highlight of last night's SmackDown was Seth Rollins on Ding Dong Hello.
Yeah, that was fun. That was a lot of fun.
Quite
His
possibly
suit
the
was
funniest thing I've
awesome.
ever seen. It was a very nice
The-
suit. Watch out though, you might have H3H3 coming to sue you for that suit. Hey, topical joke 6 months ago. The Roman and Jimmy backstage bit, and just shut the fuck up. The Roman and Jimmy backstage bit was quite good too. There was no need for that. I'm sorry. The Roman and Jimmy backstage bit was quite good too, where it was like Roman was trying to. I enjoyed that. Like it's one of the few
I swear to
times.
God, every week
It's one of the
Roman
few
is
times
turning
during
more and more into Omni-Man.
It's one of the few times
my
during
God.
SmackDown where I actually like put my phone down like fully and watched the bit because it was quite good. It
Yeah.
was a good backstage bit.
Whereas during
Rick
Raw, you're on your phone the whole
Boogs.
time.
Yeah, Rick Boogs
Daddy.
had a guitar tone
Hey.
this week that wasn't
Daddy.
awful. It was. Thank you, Lana, for being like that. Those birds and that one meme.
What?
Rick Rick Boogs had a guitar tone that wasn't terrible this week. It was almost good, not great, not terrible. Maybe it's because he didn't play guitar a whole lot this week, but it wasn't awful.
He's
Still,
cute, so that
work
makes
on
up
that,
for it.
please, WWE. Yeah, he makes up for it in raw sex appeal. So, just as we need him for AEW, Chris has lagged out of the call. That's always fun. So before we go on to AEW, I will give you this week's Anthony Choptano rating. The needle chop, as I believe I called him last week. This week's
Sorry, I disconnected.
yeah, that's fine. We'll need you to do AEW in just a second.
Okay.
Chop's average for this week was 6.25 out of 10. That's up from 3 weeks ago when it was
Probably one of the highest it's been since we've
that's the
Yeah.
highest
average
it's been in a
reviews.
while. Yeah. Yeah. If you want to go on about AEW, that'd be great because I quite frankly didn't watch a whole lot of it. Oh, he's like again.
Just give it a second.
Yeah. We'll wait.
Hello?
I'm gonna do a cut here while we wait for Chris to come back. So
I'm here.
yeah, no, it's cool, but I'm gonna do a cut anyway, and then I'll say Chop's
We'll put
rating
an ad break
again
in.
after. Yeah, I'll say Chop's rating after AEW again. All right, I'm gonna let you go with AEW.
Right. We now return to your regularly scheduled programming with everything that's happened on AEW tonight, because we're doing this on Saturday and AEW's on Friday now for some reason. So in the opening match, Christian Cage defeated Angelico by pinfall. Weird match, just because of the two names that were wrestling, but it was still overall pretty good. Christian Cage is starting a few friends on the AEW roster. Like, who's he have? He has Angelico and Jack Evans. He has Private Party. He has the Butcher and the Blade.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Christian Cage is just has Jungle Boy. So that's interesting. After that, there was an interview with Tony Schiavone and Cody Rhodes, where it was announced that Cody Rhodes will team with Arn Anderson's son, Brock.
Arn
Aaron
Anderson's son,
Solo
Brock
of the Factory.
Lesnar.
QT Marshall came out to talk some trash, took a cheap shot at Arn. I think he hit him with a belt. Cut out instead.
Yeah, your mic keeps cutting out, man.
I can do it.
Oh my god.
I disconnected again. I'm sorry. I don't know what's happening right now.
Do you want to start again? Because your mic cut out a few times there, or Lana just offered to do AEW.
How much did y'all actually hear?
Not a
a
lot.
whole lot.
All right, I'm just gonna do the speed run then, because I can't go in depth with this. I just gotta speed run it.
You do that.
All right, so I'm gonna start here. All right, I'm starting here. So here's the review for AEW this week. Christian Cage defeated Angelico. Tony Schiavone did an interview with Cody Rhodes where it was announced Cody would be teaming with Arn Anderson's son, Brock Anderson, to face QT Marshall and Aaron Solo the Factory next week. Eddie Kingston, Pac, and Penta defeated the Young Bucks and Brennan Cutler in a trios match. Pinnacle came out for a promo. Didn't watch it. FTR apparently ran down Santana and Ortiz for not winning the tag titles yet. MJF denied Chris Jericho's request for a match. Then the Inner Circle appeared on screen and they trashed the Pinnacle's limo.
I'd want to make a point
Um,
on this real quick. I'm a
Yep.
very big fan of the fact that they sprayed El Barto on the side of the limo. That was very cool.
Awesome. There was a segment with Darby Allin and Sting where Darby was going to announce his partner to take on Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky next week. I think it's next week at least. And then Darby told Sting to stay home, take his ball and go home. No. He's not going to replace Sting in the tag match against Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky. It's going to be a handicap match. Darby's going it alone. Can't wait for the pop when Sting actually shows up. Up next, there's a TNT title match. Miro retained over Evil Uno by submission. I hear it was a good match. Didn't watch that part. After that, Kenny Omega and Don Callis cut a promo on Jungle Boy for not having the guts to beat Kenny for the AEW World Championship. Jungle Boy came out, said Omega talks too much, shout out to Botchamania, and they started to fight.
You never
Young
shut
Bucks came out.
up.
What?
You talk too much, homeboy. You never shut up.
Sponsor us,
the
Botchamania.
song.
Anyways, the Young Bucks came out to 8 Omega. Jungle Boy got away. That was actually pretty much that segment. Then anyway, there was a vignette where Mark Sterling touted all the money he'll be making for Jade Cargill, including residuals anytime someone says her catchphrase. I'm not going to say that catchphrase. You probably know what it is. Lance Archer squashed some dude named Chandler Hopkins by pinfall. Didn't watch. I actually watched this next match. Nyla Rose defeated Layla Hirsch by pinfall. I'm a huge fan of Layla Hirsch. I just want to say that real quick. She's legit. That's her nickname. I just realized. But yeah, it was a pretty good match. But
Well done. Yeah.
there's one more match. Hangman Adam Page and Preston 10 Vance of the Dark Order defeated Team Taz. After Brian Cage chased off Ricky Starks for some reason, left Powerhouse Hobbs alone, and Page and 10 got the dub. And that was AEW.
I really like Hangman hanging around the Dark Order. Ha, ha, I made it funny.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. I'm a very big fan of Hangman. I like his.
Yeah.
I really like him. I want to see him on
wait.
TV more. If AEW could
Bro,
just be
Hangman's about
Hangman
to
all
get
the time.
Daniel.
Yeah.
You didn't mention that Hangman's going to be a dad.
Oh,
Yeah, Hangman's gonna
yes,
be a
of
dad.
course. Yeah,
Hangman Bill. It's
congratulations
gonna be awesome.
to Hangman Page. Yeah, that's cool.
Welcome.
Thanks for doing my job. This week, Anthony Choptano, the Needle Chop. Any more names?
Block show chop.
Baldy McChop.
Chop based chop.
Chop based Joe. Melon Block Show gave this week's
Melon Block.
gave the wrestling this week. He gave it 6.25 out of 10 as an average, which is
Pretty high.
higher than it's been. It's pretty high for Chop. You know, it was what, like 3 a couple of weeks ago, so we're doing good.
Yeah, it's a step in the right direction.
Let's go on to On This Day in Wrestling. Now, we've got almost 2 pages worth here, so
Oh God.
let's
You
get
ran
through this. 34 years ago today in Tokyo, Japan, Antonio Inoki defeated Masa Saito to become the first IWGP Heavyweight Champion.
Whoa.
30 years ago, WCW presented Clash of the Champions from Knoxville, Tennessee. Hi, Kane. This match and notable matches included the Young Pistols and the Z-Man defeating the Fabulous Freebirds.
The
Sting defeated
Z-Man.
the Z-Man. Sting defeated Nikita Koloff. Rick and Scott Steiner, oh boy, defeated Hiroshi Hase and Masa Chono to retain the IWGP Tag Championships. Lex Luger defeated the Great Muta to retain the WCW United States Championship, and in the main event, Ric Flair defeated Beautiful Bobby Eaton in a 2 out of 3 falls match to retain the WCW World Heavyweight Championship. The real most beautiful belt of all time. 21 years ago on Raw, we're going to 2000 here, so 21 years ago on Raw, Crash Holly defeated Gerald Briscoe to win the WWF Hardcore title.
God, this dude is awesome.
Meanwhile, on the other network, JEFF JARRETT fought Hulk Hogan to a no contest. Also on the card, Vampiro fought the Demon to a no contest. Goldberg fought Kevin Nash to a no contest. Vince Russo and David Flair defeated Ric Flair in a retirement match. Of course, he retired after that, and Ric
What?
Flair was never seen again. 20
Bro,
years ago.
AEW is not a copy of WCW. Raw is a copy of WCW.
20 years ago at a SmackDown taping, 2001 here, Test defeated Rhino to win the WWF Hardcore title. Near the end of the match, former cheerleader and Nitro Girl Stacy Keibler made her WWF debut.
Wow.
16 years ago, live from the Hammerstein Ballroom. Hammerstein? Which one? I'm gonna go Hammerstein.
Hammerstein.
Yeah,
I like
Hammerstein
Hammerstein.
Ballroom in New York City. WWE presented ECW One Night Stand. Matches included Lance Storm versus Chris Jericho, Sabu versus Rhino, Chris Benoit versus Eddie Guerrero, and in the main event, the Dudley Boys defeated Tommy Dreamer and the Sandman. Da-na-na-na-na. A little interesting fact here, this is the only time that someone wrote, produced, and main evented a WWE pay-per-view that wasn't Vince McMahon.
Oof. And never forget Paul Heyman's epic shoot promo.
See, if I hadn't already done that, that would have been this week's intro, but I did it a couple of weeks ago.
True. That's true.
A little bit of should have had some foresight there. 10 years ago, TNA presented Slammiversary 9. Matches included Gun Money defeating the British Invasion to retain the tag titles. Matt Morgan defeated Scott Steiner. It's an interesting day to be Scott Steiner.
Yeah.
Bully Ray defeated AJ Styles in a last man standing match. Mr. Anderson, doesn't have the same ring to it, defeated Sting to win the TNA World Championship.
Whoa.
And in the main event, I believe it was the main event, it was listed last on the card, so I'm going to assume it was. Kurt Angle defeated Jeff Jarrett to become #1 contender. If Angle had lost, Jeff would have got his gold medal that he won with a broken freaking neck. 9 years ago, WWE taped the final episode of NXT Redemption.
Oh.
Wow.
And nothing bad ever happened. 7 years ago was Black Thursday. 11 superstars and 1 referee lost their jobs. The referee was Mark Harris. The wrestlers were as follows. JTG, Drew McIntyre, Jinder Mahal, Oksana, Kurt Hawkins, Theodore Long, listed as a wrestler, Camacho, Brodus Clay, Evan Bourne, and Yoshitatsu.
Damn.
Yoshitatsu, man.
As part of these same budget cuts, WWE stopped pre- and post-shows on the network. Pyro was cut back at live events, and planned shows for the network were cancelled, such as a second season of Legends House, which really upsets me, and the reboot of Tough Enough was delayed. Later in the year, WWE also let go of a tenth of their office staff.
Yikes.
4 years ago on Raw, The Bar versus the Hardy Boys in a 2 out of 3 falls match for the Raw tag titles ended in a double countout. The Fed doing as the Fed does there. History is doomed to repeat itself. Let's not forget that time is a circle. And
An
last
inner
year on
circle?
SmackDown, AJ Styles defeated Daniel Bryan for the Intercontinental Championship.
Oh yeah,
Oh, that was a good match.
It was a
that
pretty good
was.
match. So I want to go back to the releases there. Let's go back through the list. How many of these people have been re-employed by WWE at some point in the last 7 years? JTG, I think, is a no. I
No.
don't think he's been back.
Mm-mm.
Drew McIntyre. Wonder whatever happened to that
Nope.
goon. Jinder Mahal. He's somewhere.
Chilling.
Yeah.
Oksana, I think, is also a no.
All right, straight
Right?
up, no joke. What happened to her?
Yeah, it's a good. I'm gonna Google her in a second. Kurt Hawkins was back for a time, right?
Yeah,
Like a
with
brief
Zack
moment.
Yeah,
Ryder.
he did come back. That's right.
And then he was gone again. Teddy Long, I don't think he's ever really went away. Like, he's
No.
always there. Camacho,
No.
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 Brodus Clay,
No.
Funk is on a roll. No, he's doing other stuff now. Evan Bourne, whatever happened to that jobber?
Turns out that's somebody who called his mama with John Laurinaitis.
Nice. Yoshitatsu. Don't think he ever came back, did he?
No.
No.
He got his neck broken,
Um.
I'm pretty sure, by a Styles clash with him.
Oh. Okay.
I'm
That's not
not so
fun.
sure. I don't know.
I'm gonna have a Google here of some of these people. See where they're
You
at.
Google Oksana, I'll handle
I
Yoshitatsu.
I wanted to mention that you did forget an on this day thing. I don't know if you were gonna get to it yet, but were you done?
I was done. Please correct me if
All
I've
right.
missed something. I'm gonna be
It's pretty big. I'm
shocked.
kind of surprised that you missed it. On this day 15 years ago, June 12th, 2006, WWE presented Monday Night Raw from the Bryce Jordan Center in University Park, Pennsylvania. The Spirit Squad attacked Triple H, and
Oh,
Vince
Oh!
McMahon orders the
Oh!
Spirit Squad to break his neck. And after months of speculations, DX officially reunite.
Oh! How did you miss
today.
this, Daniel?
How did I miss this? That's wonderful.
That's got to be one of my favorite moments of all time, honestly.
I will wear my DX shirt later to repent. I had to Google. Oksana is a fitness model. Based on her Wikipedia, anyway. I'm not going to try and pronounce that name. There's lots of lines and dots above letters. She's a Lithuanian fitness model, bodybuilder, and retired professional wrestler. So that's cool. Good for her.
Yeah.
Who else was I gonna Google? I'll have a look at Yoshitatsu. Let's see whatever happened to him. Do we want to go on with ranked? Well, let's go for ranked.
Yeehaw.
Let's go on.
What was that? Sorry, R2D2? What did you say?
Christopher.
What?
Oh,
There you are.
Chris, you were wrong.
What?
He's currently signed to All Japan Pro Wrestling. The Yoshitatsu.
I think he was broken by AJ Styles. I didn't know for sure if he was still competing or not.
Huh. All right. Yeah. He vacated a title in 2015 due to neck injury. So yeah. But that's cool. I always liked him. I'm glad he's still wrestling.
His theme was fire.
Oh yeah, for sure. I still put that on sometimes and just like nod my head to it. It's
Vibe.
excellent music. Excellent music. So since Chris's mic seems to be not wanting to go on, cause it cut out when we tried to go for rank there. I shall
And
go
I
for rank. I shall introduce rank this week. I'm sorry, Chris. Uh,
Wait, I'm here. But no.
no, last time you tried to say ranked, it cut out. Do you want to go for it?
Well, I was asking
Let's
if we
have a
were
try.
going to rank. I wasn't
Okay,
introducing. I was asking if we were going to it.
let's have a try.
Jesus Christ.
So can I introduce it?
Go ahead. Yeah,
Thank you. So for
this is
this
falling apart at the
week's
seams, man.
episode, are you done? You done?
You want to shoot, cowboy?
Okay. On this week's episode of Ranked, we have our top 3 women's matches of all time.
I want to say shout out to Lana for this one. You came up with this idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also it ties in with Triple H's mention earlier, because you said your reason was what Sasha Banks said that her match with the Bailey was the
Yes.
best women's match
Her
of all
match
time.
at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn with Bailey was the
Yeah.
best women's match of all time.
So yeah, thank you for that. I
Anytime.
have a list. I think we're going for top 3 women's matches of all time here.
Just strictly in the WWE, right?
Yeah, we'll go for the Fed. We'll go.
Yeah.
We'll stick with the Fed.
Shots out of the Fed.
Because let's be entirely honest, I don't watch anywhere else. So my honorable mention is, I'm gonna get some hate for this, aren't I? I'm gonna get some hate mail. My honorable mention is Bianca versus Sasha from WrestleMania this year. That was a hell of a match.
Oh my God,
It
yeah,
was.
it was.
I love that match. Very good.
And I think
Um,
it was interesting how everybody was debating, like, does it deserve it? Does it not deserve it? Should Drew and Bobby get it? And all that stuff. And they just completely blew it out of
They
the
blew it
water.
out of the water. Yeah,
Fucking
entirely.
magnificent.
It was brilliant. Um,
Shout out to Tyson
so
Kidd.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, because he produced that match. Brilliant stuff.
He produced a lot of the matches.
Yeah, I'm glad he's such a good producer, man. So my top 3 list, the 1 and 2. You know what? No, that's a lie. 2 and 3, I can't pick between. So they're tied, right?
Mm.
But 1 is a very clear my favorite. So 3, is Trish Stratus versus Mickey James at WrestleMania 22.
Oh, that's a good pick.
Mostly storyline based because it was an excellent story. It's just
Yeah.
like Mickey James is insane. Here's them fighting at Mania. Brilliant. My number 2 is Sasha versus Becky from Hell in a Cell 2019.
Yes.
That was
It was
simply
fire.
brilliant.
It was-
Excellent
Yes.
match. My favorite spot from this, and I bring it up all the time. Any chance I get to bring this up was when they had the kendo sticks set up in the edge of the at the corner of the cell, and there was a chair on top of
Yes.
them.
Yeah.
And Becky did that like running knee to Sasha. That was few wrestling spots actually make me wince, but I did a bit of that. That was that was really good. And number 1 is now it's my 2 favorite women's wrestlers of all time in a match, and it was the retirement of one of them, so kind of had to pick it.
Yeah.
Is Trish versus Lita at Unforgiven 2006. Because it's my 2 favorite female superstars at my favorite pay-per-view of all time, and one of them retired. Like it's one of my favorite matches. I love that match so much.
Yeah.
It's really good. Really good show, man. Unforgiven
Yeah.
2006
Holy
is
shit.
massively underrated for how good it is. But yeah, there's my list for what it's worth.
Can I go?
Who's next?
Lana can go.
Me?
Sure.
Yay. Okay, so
I'm still
I don't.
finalizing mine. So.
Yeah. I have not 1 but 2 honorable mentions. The first one is Dakota Kai versus Tegan Knox at NXT TakeOver Portland.
Oh, that's true.
Okay.
Fucking that match was so goddamn brutal, and I loved every second of it. And honestly, like when Dakota turned on Tegan at War Games, like I was genuinely shocked. Like few moments in my very short tenure as a wrestling fan have genuinely shocked me as much as that did. Because I did not think they were going for a breakup at all. So, and the way it culminated in that fucking absolute spectacle of a match. Oh, also that girl, Raquel Gonzalez debuted. I mean, wonder where she's at. Anyways.
What's she doing? Jobber.
Yeah. Mm.
Probably got released.
My second honorable mention is Becky Lynch versus Sasha Banks at NXT TakeOver Unstoppable.
Okay.
Because honestly, like I had a very hard time with putting that match on there or Becky and Sasha at Hell in a Cell because those two, like their chemistry with each other has been amazing from the get-go. And I will die by this opinion that I'm about to say. If we had not gotten the man gimmick from Becky Lynch, her prime would have been in NXT.
Ooh.
Bold choice from you of all people, but I can see it.
Like all
I
due
get
respect to the last kicker, that's one of my favorite things to ever come from Becky. But just that feud with Sasha was goddamn magnificent. And the four-way with the four horsemen, just oh my god.
The Four
NXT
Horsemen.
Becky was some horsemen, shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Anyways. Number 3, this is a weirder pick, but it's also from a takeover. Ember Moon and Asuka at TakeOver Brooklyn 3.
Dude, you stole my whole flow. Word for word, bar for bar. I swear to God.
No, that's oh my god, that's such a good match. Like
I hate you. All my list is gonna sound like repeats now. Oh.
Yeah, that match was absolutely fucking brutal. Like all those near falls, that is just classic NXT. And oh my god, it just I need to watch it again. That's such a good match. All right, number 2. I'm probably gonna get flamed for this, but it's okay. Sasha and Bailey at TakeOver Brooklyn. I think I'm gonna get flamed because it's not my number 1, and I have a very weird reason for why my number 1 is my number 1. But
I mean, I
yeah,
get it. It's good match, but if you think there's something higher than it, then hell, it wasn't even on my list.
Yeah.
So, but then
Yeah.
again, that's me. I'm a sucker for that era of wrestling. You know.
Absolutely. Like just everything about that match is perfect, and Sasha was absolutely correct in saying that she thinks it's the best women's match of all time because it's absolutely up there. It's absolutely on the Mount Rushmore of like WWE women's matches. So, all right, my number 1. Becky Lynch versus Asuka 2 at the 2020 Royal Rumble.
Really?
Yes. Let me explain.
Choice?
So,
Yeah.
Becky and Asuka's chemistry has definitely, like, it gets better every time they have a match. And the storytelling up until that point is magnificent because you had Becky lose to Asuka in the triple threat at TLC, and she went up against Asuka at the 2019 Royal Rumble, lost, and then won the Rumble match. And then that, we all know where that went. She main evented WrestleMania, became Becky 2 belt, lost the blue belt, and her thing was that she had a list, like, of debts to collect. Those were her words. And she ended
And
up
Asuka
crossing
was one of the
all of
biggest
them.
ones because
And Asuka was the one that she was the most afraid to. Well, I wouldn't say the most afraid, but like
the biggest
the
stat
most
on that list because Becky up until
absolutely.
that point had never beaten Asuka.
Yes. And I just thought that the storytelling was perfect. Their match chemistry was perfect. The involvement of Kairi Sane was amazing. And the other thing is, so one of Becky's biggest criticisms that I've seen on the internet, like especially from Twitter, is that she has an extremely basic move set where she doesn't have a lot in her arsenal, but she does what she needs to do. And we saw some very new, very interesting spots in that match. And I think that just made it a million times better. It's just because of how she was starting to do different stuff. Like there was I don't remember what it was. It was like a top rope. It wasn't a leg drop, but it was interesting. And that's definitely my favorite women's match of all time, just because of how goddamn perfect it was.
It was a good match. It was.
Yeah.
That's actually I probably should have had like another Becky match on there because she's pretty high up my list of women's wrestlers too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And there's two Trish Stratus matches on there, but like
You know what? It's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm an early 2000s mark. Leave me alone. You know. Chris, it's your turn.
All right. I actually have this all set up. I'm ready. So I have two honorable mentions as well. First one, Bianca versus Sasha from WrestleMania 36. Yeah, 36. No, 37. 37. My bad. Not off to a good start, but it's
This
fine.
year. This year,
This
right?
year,
Just
yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
Bianca and Sasha
Yes.
from this year. Yes.
I'm
Really
saying that
good
as
match.
if they fought
Like
another
you
year.
said, Daniel.
Like, yeah. It's a brilliant match, man.
Like too many WrestleManias, right?
Yeah. They've had too many at
WrestleMania
this point.
WrestleMania 36 feels like a fever dream, okay?
Yes.
Yeah, can we stop with the two night
Sasha,
manias?
yeah. It
Please.
was by far the match of the night, deserved the main event, blew everything else on that show out of the water. Maybe Seth Star. No, blew everything else out of the water. And the other one,
Yeah, okay.
and the other one, my other honorable mention is Bayley versus Sasha from Takeover Brooklyn. It's an honorable mention, but it's not on my list.
Interesting.
And what hasn't anyone said about Bayley and Sasha that isn't good? Like, it was a great match. However, I have other matches that I would rank it above. Though, no disrespect to Bayley and Sasha. They have great chemistry with one another, whether as a team or as enemies. So, yeah, that's my honorable mentions. Now we're going to get to the actual list. I'm gonna be honest, I'm still kind of struggling with how to rank these from 3, 2, 1, top 1 being the highest, but we're just going to go with it.
I had the same problem. Like, my three are so close together, like I found it difficult to rank them, you know?
So I'm gonna go number 3 from. I gotta make sure I get the date right here. From the December 6th, 2004 edition of Monday Night Raw. Lita versus Trish Stratus for the Women's Championship.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was the one with the main event, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yep. It was the first one.
It was the main event. Deserved it. Actually, they deserved to main event that show, and it was a great main event.
Just for like the history alone, it was an excellent match as well. Yeah, that would have probably been on my list too.
Though also
if I
Trish
hadn't had
Stratus
the
versus
other
Lita from
Trish Lita
Unforgiven
match.
2006 is really good as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, number 2.
Man. I need to watch that again. Excellent show.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
All right, number 2. If you know me well enough, you'll probably know that I'd put this on here. Io Shirai versus Candice LeRae from Takeover Toronto 2019.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. If Adam Cole versus Johnny Gargano was not on that card, I would call Io versus Candice the match of the night.
And you're absolutely right.
To it?
I might call
Street
it
Profits
that
versus
anyway.
Undisputed Era. Good match. He Who Shall Not Be Named versus Pete Dunne, Roderick Strong. That triple threat match, good. Didn't really compare for me. Shayna versus Mia Yim, snoozer. Adam Cole versus Johnny Gargano was obviously the match of the night, but Io versus Candice stole the show with that match. And God, I still rewatch it to this day. I still go back and rewatch it. I absolutely loved it.
Who knows? We might get a revival of that feud,
Oh man.
considering how Io just came back
Revival.
and
What's that?
Revival, you say?
for legal reasons.
For legal reasons, I do not mean the revival.
For legal reasons,
Tag-
that's a joke.
Yeah.
Yes. And your number one could say.
Oh, and my number one, I've talked about my number one in chat already, but my number one is Asuka versus Ember Moon from TakeOver Brooklyn 3.
Good shot, I think.
I did it first.
Yeah, I
Mm.
know. Well, technically, no. I technically did it first, just not on the podcast.
But I said it first.
Shut up, Sam, okay?
That's what I was going for.
Asuka versus Ember, that they have a great chemistry together, but that match from Brooklyn 3 was incredible. That near fall where Ember almost had Asuka beat, I had me like standing out of my seat.
Absolutely.
Because I thought Ember was taking it. I thought she had it. Ember really should have been the one to beat Asuka for the women's title. And the way Asuka's NXT Women's Championship reign came into an end just left a bitter taste.
Yeah.
It should have been Ember. I mean, technically it was Ember, if you count who was the next NXT Women's Champion after her, but still. But yeah, that's my list.
On the subject of NXT and takeovers, tomorrow night is takeover in your house.
Oh yeah, that's right.
We have time left on today's podcast.
We do. Told you we'd have time.
Yeah, I know. Let's go over our predictions. So I went on Wikipedia and found the card because, of course, Wikipedia is the most trustworthy source in the world, second to Fox News. I'm kidding, of course. It's Breitbart. So Cross versus O'Reilly versus Cole versus Gargano versus Dunn. Who have we got? Who are we thinking?
Cross.
I
As
mean,
much as I would say Kyle,
Alright.
but as much as I love him, I don't think it's his time yet. Because he's
like
still kind
Cross
of
just won the title.
feuding. Yeah. Back. Yeah.
But like, I'm already so bored of him.
Say that about
Like,
my bestie.
I'm really like haven't really been one of like his biggest fans, but like, so weirdly enough, I have Adam Cole.
Baby.
I don't know why, but I have the strongest feeling in the world that he's actually going to take this.
I am a filthy, stinky Brit. So I am sticking with Pete Dunne. I am a
That's fair. That's
I am a
completely
Pete
fair.
Dunne fan until I die, and I hope that man takes the NXT belt simply because I'll buy the belt. I will buy a replica.
Chop
if
Block
my
Show
boy-
is typing.
If my boy Pete Dunne takes the dub, I will pay
Honestly,
money.
I would really be happy with anyone winning but Cross.
Yeah. And like,
Anyone
don't get
but
me
you,
wrong,
Karrion.
I love Cross, but it's Pete Dunne. Like, dude's been around NXT and NXT UK for the longest time. I think it's time you put the main belt on him. Like, and he's a really good performer. He's proven that.
I mean, also, think about it this way. The only real way I could see Karrion Cross losing the NXT Championship with the way NXT's like main scene is now is through a multi-man.
Yeah. I think the best way for him to lose the belt is by not taking the pin.
Yeah.
So I've got Pete Dunne. Chris, I think you said Adam Cole, right?
Yep.
Lana, who are you thinking?
Baby.
I think Carrion's going to retain.
You're probably right, but you know what? I don't care.
Cameron Grimes versus LA Knight for the $1 million
Grimes.
championship. Cameron
Cameron
Grimes.
Grimes
Cameron Grimes.
going to the moon.
To the moon.
I genuinely think it should be him just because of this thing he has going on with the stock market and shit. Like, as much as I love LA Knight, I feel like he's better off
You
doing
think
something
Cameron
else.
Grimes has money in Dogecoin?
Probably.
Nah, Cameron Grimes is he's responsible with his investments. I think he has money in Ethereum.
Mm.
Mercedes Martinez versus Zaya Lee. Who've we got?
Zaya.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, this is a really weird match. I mean, like, obviously, like, there's a story here, but, like, it doesn't feel as developed as it should. It doesn't feel takeover worthy to me.
It feels second match on the card. Like,
It feels rough.
Yeah. But
But still, I'm gonna go Zaya.
yeah.
I don't know what they're doing. Mercedes Martinez.
Next
I
up,
don't
we
know.
have the women's championship, of course. Raquel Gonzalez versus Ember Moon. Who are we thinking?
Okay. I think Raquel's going to retain, but at the same time, I will. This is a little bit of a bolder prediction. Well, I have two, actually. This has match of the night potential. One.
Not wrong, actually.
Two, should Ember win, it would be because Dakota turns on Raquel.
I'm going with Ember.
Purely for that reason, or just because it's Ember?
Purely for that reason, I'm going with Ember. Because you know what? I see it.
My brain is telling me no, but my heart is saying Ember Moon, and I really want her to win.
Because
Yeah.
also, let's be real here. If Ember loses, what does she have left to do in NXT?
The women's tag team championships. Let's
Okay,
not
but she
forget
already
those.
won that with Shotzi, and they lost it.
How many is the average for a team to like times to hold the women's tag championship? I forgot how
Let's
to
be real
work.
here, too. Let's
It's
be
like
real here.
4, right?
The main roster needs tag teams more than NXT.
Yeah, true.
Men and women.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think if we could get at least like half of Undisputed Era back together and just chip them off to the
Yeah.
main roster,
Put
you know,
Bobby and Roddy back together.
exactly. Put
Yeah.
them together and send them back to the main roster because like they don't really have any beef with each other. They're just caught in the crossfire between Cole and O'Reilly, right?
Mm-hmm.
Really. Like, debut Mia Yim on SmackDown, and then call up Ember and Shotzi on SmackDown.
Mm.
And you will have an incredibly strong women's division on SmackDown.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's already strong enough as it is. But, like, still, like, they need more depth because it's only 7 women.
See, this is the thing. WWE has never had this problem. They don't have enough talent. They've
Yeah.
always had.
Well,
They've
actually, if you think about it,
as far back as I can remember, had the problem with there's too many people on the roster.
when you think about it, SmackDown in 2016, didn't they have, like, 6 people?
But
6
they made
women?
it feel good. It felt
But
like
it felt
half decent.
fresh. Half of them were NXT call-ups, right?
Yeah,
Like Alexa, Carmella. Naomi
it was
returned, too, so
a
I'm
lot of
counting
it
that
was
as a 3.
with new talent, whereas now it feels stale and old. And this has never been a problem that, ironically, Jesus Christ. But they've always had
Just
the
feels
problem
repetitive.
of too many people. They've never had
Mm-hmm.
not enough. But they have enough people. They're just stuck in NXT where they've been for the last like 4 years.
Yeah, because no one wants to leave. Does everyone see what
Yeah,
happens to
because we know what happens
people
to
on the main
NXT
roster?
call-ups. Yeah. So to get back to the women's title match, Lana, who did you say you had?
Um, currently, like, I have Raquel, but the only way that I could see Ember winning is through
Is
interference
like
by
you said.
Dakota Kai, where she turns on
Yeah.
Raquel.
I'm
It's
gonna
either
put that.
that
I have a
or
little table with the predictions, so I'm gonna come back to it next week.
yeah. So either that happens or it goes a little like Raquel's reign goes a little bit longer, and then you have Dakota turn on her, and then Dakota wins the championship from her.
Or Dakota tries
I've got that
interfering on
written
behalf
down.
of Raquel. It backfires, and Ember capitalizes and wins. And then Raquel turns on Dakota afterwards because she cost her.
Yeah.
Any of that works. I've just put Ember could win via Dakota interference. So if
Yeah.
that happens, Lana, you get the point. Anyway, you're welcome. Um, Legado del Fantasma versus Reed and MSK. Who have we got?
They're calling themselves MS Colossal, I'm pretty sure.
I'm not saying that out loud.
Okay.
MS-13.
Okay.
No, that's a different thing. Let's move on
Oh.
before one of us gets shot. What are we going with here?
Wait.
MSK and Bronson are going to retain.
Yeah, I'm feeling that too. Yeah.
But at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if Legado win.
Oh, God. So MSK has teamed up with Kushida. They call themselves MS Kushida. With Bronson Reed, they're MS Colossal. If they
I know
team
where
with
this is
Karrion
going.
Cross, would they be MSKKK?
I knew that was going there. God damn it.
You make it difficult. Why do you have to make it difficult, huh?
All right. Anyways, I have Bronson Reed and the PWG Tag Champs.
Oh yeah, PWG's back, guys. That's
Yeah,
some
August
wrestling news.
1st, PWG's coming back. MSK are the current
Huzzah.
PWG Tag Champs. That's gonna be fun.
I can't believe I forgot about that. See, there's so much I've missed. This is
Yeah.
why I send that message in the chat every week on like a Thursday evening. Like, oh, what news have I missed? And like 2 people only ever respond. And this is why I miss stuff, man. Lana, who have you got for this match?
For
Phantasma
MSK.
versus MS-13, yeah.
MSK and Bronson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, also in other news of On the Stand Wrestling, go back. It's Mark Henry's birthday,
Oh, nice.
Oh. Wonder where he's at.
and tomorrow it's Virgil's.
On the day of the $1 Million Championship match, yeah?
Oh my God, that's amazing!
So we have one more segment left for this week's podcast, right?
Yeah.
So with the Sasha Banks comments and the Triple H comments, myself and Lana thought we would post some questions on our stories. Just the one question.
Mhm.
And we pitted to our followers, the unwashed masses, if you will. What is your favorite women's match of all time? I got some interesting responses. I'm interested to hear yours though, Lana, because I know you posted some of them, but
There's quite
Obviously,
a
the
few.
best one is Melina versus Alicia Fox, right?
I got that twice.
Alicia
Yes.
Fox. So I'm
Alicia Fox.
Fox. So I'm gonna go with the ones I got first. Because I only got a few because I have like 200 followers. Come on, follow me, please. So I
Please.
got please, pretty please, may I have some more followers? So I got Santina Morella versus Beth Phoenix.
Who sent that in?
You.
Oh.
Chop said Becky versus Charlotte at Evolution.
Yup.
I got Kairi Sane versus Shayna Baszler.
Mae Young Classic or Evolution?
I don't know. That's all I got.
I would assume Mae Young Classic because that's
Yeah.
definitely the better out of there too.
Yeah.
Thunder Rosa versus Britt Baker lights out match. A good match.
That was fucking good.
I should have specified Fed only on the on this story, but you know, very good match. And bestie jabroni raviolis. Charlotte versus Ronda Survivor Series 2018.
Oh yeah, that's a good match.
Thank you, bestie jabroni,
All right.
for that.
Thank you, Best. Thank you, Grandpa. All right.
Thank you.
So mine.
How's
So
the
from my
arthritis?
friend,
Remember to take your pills, Grandpa. Come on. I
from
know
my
you don't
friend,
remember much these days, but like, You know. Anyway, please go ahead.
Anyways, yeah. My friend Parker's favorite WWE women's match is AJ and Paige versus the Bella Twins at WrestleMania. Which, yes, fucking good match. My friend Sean at Deity of Wrestling said Melina versus Alicia Fox, which I mean, obviously,
Sucks.
again. Chop said Mildred Burke versus June Byers from the great year of 1954.
Good show.
Yeah. Let's see how many
A
times that
modern
was said.
classic.
1, 2, 3. 4, 5. 5 people said Sasha and Bailey at NXT Brooklyn, which is nowhere near surprising.
I got 5 responses in total. Well, I got an extra one, which was Chop telling me I spelled favorite wrong. But once again, just for those in the back who didn't hear it, I'm not arguing with you over this. I'm right. You're American. Continue.
Anyways. I got, I think 2 or 3. 1, 2, 3, 4 people said Becky and Charlotte, last woman standing at Evolution, which I
Yup.
don't know how that didn't make my list. I will be honest. Very close, 4th place, I guess. Any match with Lita and Trish, duh. My friend Lay put in all Money in the Banks except 2020. Makes sense.
I'm the one that
She
asked
also
the one.
She also put in Sasha versus Ronda at the Royal Rumble. Very good match. And Liv versus Charlotte. Liv Morgan versus Charlotte Flair.
Oh.
Which, I mean, yeah, holy shit. Thinking back on it, it was good. My friend Barry said the 2020 Women's War Games match.
Hey, fair.
Yeah. And finally, my friend Hannah at Hell of a Kicks put in 2. She put in Sasha versus Charlotte at the first women's Hell in a Cell match in 2016, and the SmackDown Pack Challenge from WrestleMania 33.
Ah. Good shot.
Weird flex,
All
but
of them.
okay.
Speaking of SmackDown 6-pack challenges, another one that probably would have been an honorable mention on mine would be the 6-pack challenge at Backlash,
From Backlash 2016, yeah.
to determine this first SmackDown Women's Champion. Wonder who won.
I'm gonna be completely honest with you. When you said speaking of SmackDown 6-packs, I thought you were gonna make like a Roman Reigns joke. I thought that's what was coming next.
Now he got the 8-pack.
You got the X-pack, and that's enough, I think, for today. Thank you for listening to this god-awful podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Lana, you should be high more often. You make us all more funny. So, see, this is what happens.
Lana's high, Daniel's mental, and I disconnect every 5 minutes. That's the
Yeah.
twist for you.
The Brady Bunch. Thank you for. Thanks for watching. If you like this, why? Like, get a hobby. Seriously.
Touch
If you're
grass.
still watching, get some friends. Go outside.
Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks
for actually
Yes,
like
thank you.
seriously, like thank you. I know I joke and like, oh, get some friends, but like, it means a lot if people actually watch this far. Yeah. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week, hopefully.
Stay kind, everyone. See you.
Probably.
Stay kind.
If you tune in next week, me and Chop will both be high.
Don't make promises.
Hey, we have to do an episode where we're all high.
I am.
Can you even get weed over across the pond?
Oh, we can. It's just
Can Nessie smuggle in drugs?
That's what we're making this week. Actually, that's quite funny.
American males. 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 When you see them coming, you better run for cover. Girls, you don't need a weekend lover. American males. If they want to talk to you, you better not listen. You might wind up in critical condition. American males. 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 Ha ha. American males. 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 They're irresistible. They're unpredictable. American males. Ow. American males. American males. American males. American males. American males. Oh my god, I'm fucking done saying that. Oh my god.
Oh boy.
Surprised it took you that long to crack, really.